So Keir Starmer's resolute stance against dialogue with Vladimir Putin is a sort of emblematic of the diplomatic alignment among Western powers as they grapple with the ongoing crisis in Ukraine. I think he's wrong. I think we should be talking to President Putin, even if that means a conversation through a fridge door. While Olaf Scholz's recent call with the Russian president or one of his doppelgangers has sparked significant backlash, highlighted by criticism from leaders like Poland's Prime Minister Donald Tusk, who insists that no one will stop Putin with phone calls. I agree, but it doesn't mean we should stop that conversation. Starmer has firmly chosen a different path. Starmer's declaration that he has no plans to speak with Putin has made this statement during his journey to the G20 summit in Rio de Janeiro, and it underscores a commitment to robust support for Ukraine rather than a pivot to dialogue, which might be seen as an appeasement or legitimization of Putin's position. His stance contrasts with that of Scholz, who justified his engagement as a means to ensure European representation in conversation, especially in the light of Donald Trump's impending presidency and his reported willingness to engage with Trump. The criticism of Scholz's call, notably from Kyiv, suggests profound anxiety over the potential fracturing of Western unity and fears of mixed signals. Ukrainian President Zelensky has warned that such overtures could open a Pandora's box, providing Putin with hope of breaking his isolation. And this sentiment echoes the strategic missteps of pre-2022 European reliance on Russian energy, which Scholz's government has sought to distance itself from, even as Putin has dangled the possibility of new energy deals. Finland's foreign minister, Elina Valtonen, has expressed caution about European leaders seeking the Kremlin's attention, indicating that fragmented, uncoordinated calls undermine the consistency required of Western support. And the resonance of this view lies in the consensus that Putin interprets conciliatory gestures as weaknesses, which he may use to lever strategic opportunities. While Justin Trudeau's more open stance towards engagement hints at a broader spectrum of Western approaches to diplomacy, Starmer's commitment to a hardline policy aligns with a collective resolve to impose consequences rather than engage in what critics call telephone diplomacy. This position seems to heed the realities described by Ukrainian officials who advocate for actions over words, coercive strategies that push Russia towards genuine negotiations instead of calls that risk diluting the impact of Western support. Scholz's defense of his telephone call, rooted in the argument that European voices must remain active in high-level dialogues, faces a challenging narrative as Ukraine endures intensified missile strikes resulting in tragic casualties and heightened regional tensions, and the reality that all of these strikes are against civilian targets. These attacks, attributed to Russia's response to recent diplomatic overtures, reinforce Kyiv's warning that appeasement could embolden the Kremlin rather than deter it. Moreover, with Trump's anticipated influence over US policy and his promise to resolve the conflict on day one, the anxiety over potential concessions Kyiv might face becomes palpable. The balancing act for European leaders lies in maintaining unified pressure while navigating the shifting tides of global positioning. Starmer's outright rejection of talks reflects an adherence to this collective approach, firmly anchored in solidarity with Ukraine and caution against any semblance of capitulation. Starmer's position signals to both European and global allies that the UK prioritises steadfastness and unity over individual diplomatic ventures that could fracture Western resolve. It sends out a clear message. The path to peace lies not in engaging Putin unilaterally, but in sustaining concrete support for Ukraine, compelling negotiations through strength, not overtures perceived as compromise.